At 12:41 a.m. on the 8th of March 2014, Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 took off from runway 32 at Kuala Lumpur International Airport on a scheduled flight to Beijing, China. On board were the captain, first officer, 10 crew members, as well as 227 passengers. By 1:19 a.m, MH370 was cruising along at 35,000 feet above the South China Sea. The sky was clear, the weather was ideal, and everything seemed fine. After reaching Vietnamese airspace, the crew was instructed to contact Ho Chi Minh Air Traffic Control to signal their presence.
Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night.
The crew acknowledged this message.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
But unfortunately, this turned out to be their eerie final words, as 1 minute and 49 seconds later, Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 had vanished. The first search and rescue operations were carried out in the aircraft's last known position, the South China Sea. Whilst air traffic control had no way of tracking the plane, a recording from military radar revealed that MH370 had made an unusual turn right and then a sudden turn southwest, crossing over the Malaysia Peninsula. Resultingly, the search area was extended to the Straits of Malacca. However, this didn't lead to any new discoveries being made. Thankfully, MH370 had been communicating with satellites the entire time, and an in-depth analysis of this satellite data revealed that the plane had flown south over the Indian Ocean. It was at this point, however, that the satellites had completely lost connection to MH370, and it's presumed that the inevitable fuel exhaustion caused for MH370 to crash somewhere along this arc in the ocean, right off the coast of Perth, Australia. Consequently, Australia took up responsibility for carrying out the search in the Indian Ocean. Between March 18th and April 28th, 19 ships and 345 sorties by military aircraft searched an area of over 4.6 million square kilometers in size, to no avail. The search seemed to be coming to its natural end, with no new information being discovered and no sign of the flight in any of the search locations. That was until a year later, in July 2015, where a piece of wreckage was discovered on the island of Reunion, a baffling 4,000 kilometers west of the main search area. The piece was a wing flaperon, confirmed to have been a part of the Boeing 777 aircraft that was MH370. Analysis of the flaperon suggested that the landing gear was not deployed during the crash landing, meaning the plane most likely nosedived into the ocean. But unfortunately, this wasn't enough to locate the aircraft, nor the missing people. Over the next 2 years, pieces of wreckage would be found scattered across the east coast of Africa, whether it be luggage or debris, but not only was there no way of confirming whether all these pieces were from MH370, but it was still no help in locating the crash site. Due to this, and the $155 million spent by the Malaysian, Australian and Chinese governments for the search, on January 17, 2017, the official search was suspended. After so many failed search attempts and hundreds of millions of dollars wasted, the mystery of MH370 was abandoned. Whilst the numerous search and rescue missions may have been failures, this was not the end of the story of MH370. There was still one question remaining. Why did any of this happen in the first place? Of course, there are multiple theories circulating the internet, but only one truly seems plausible. MH370 was hijacked. It was revealed that 2 Iranian passengers had boarded the flight with fake passports and a one-way ticket to Beijing. But these 2 passengers were simply asylum seekers. They were innocent. Every passenger on board was thoroughly investigated, but they revealed no suspicious connections. This leaves only 2 people on the aircraft: the pilot, Zahari Ahmad Shah, and the co-pilot, Fariq Abdul Hamid. There was considerable suspicion raised around both of them. Both Zahari and Fariq had been fighting a losing battle with depression due to relationship issues and family matters. which caused the Malaysian authorities to have to consider the idea of suicide. This theory was supported by the analysis of Zahari's personal hard drive. As it turns out, Zahari had an elaborate flight simulator rig at home, on which Malaysian authorities discovered a flight plan which was eerily similar to the actual path which MH370 took. This meant that investigators had to consider the idea that the disappearance of MH370 could have been a premeditated mass murder-suicide. At the time of this documentary, there are no solid leads on the precise location of MH370, which only raises the question, after over 8 years of relentless searching, is there any hope left for the families of those who were lost to receive their long overdue sense of closure? And will we ever find out why the flight took the route that it did? One thing we do know is that the truth about the disappearance of Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 is only known by the 237 missing people who were on the flight to begin with. And all we can do now is search deeper and deeper and deeper